Hi friends, welcome to Meals with Maria. Today I've got my little buddy with me, Benjamin, and we are working with Lipton onion soup mix. My mom always had one of these in her cabinet at all times, so I don't know about you guys, but this is like an age-old classic. Like, who doesn't? You gotta have onion soup mix on hand to make up a dip at any moment's notice. But the truth is, you can use this for pretty much anything. There are all sorts of amazing marinades and different recipes that you can make using this onion soup mix, and it makes things a lot easier for you. So you don't have to get out a ton of spices. Just pop this baby in there and it's gonna change things for you. So I figured, hey, let's work with a pantry staple in my house at least, onion soup mix, and I've got some great recipes for you guys, so enjoy.
This rice is gonna be too easy. You wanna boil 2.5 cups of water, and to that add 1 cup of regular white rice and 1 packet of onion soup mix. Cover and reduce your heat to low and then simmer for 20 minutes. So if you're sick of white rice and you have some onion soup mix on hand, it is this simple. I've made a recipe like this before, but I added like a stick of butter. This did not even need a stick of butter. That was the best thing about it. You're just adding this to your rice. You're gonna maybe add some sodium, but you're not adding a lot of fat to it, and it's just flavoring up your rice without even having to do anything extra except for open that package of Lipton soup. I served this with some meatloaf and some corn casserole. This was from my 1940s meal. And I'll make sure to put that video down in the description box if you want to cook like it's the 1940s and have some oatmeal meatloaf. But it really, really went well with this. That onion soup mix is phenomenal, and just some rice, and it's so simple, too easy. This next recipe is for the best ever juicy burgers. It's actually on the back of the onion soup mix package. And it's so simple and so delicious. You want 2 pounds of ground beef or turkey or chicken, or, you know, whatever you like, whatever you pulled out of your freezer, whatever was on sale. And then 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. I'm actually making this while I'm camping. So I brought all the stuff to make while I was camping and made it on the cooktop griddle, and it turned out great. You want to add in 1/2 cup of dry breadcrumbs and 1 envelope of the soup mix. You just want to mix all of this together, but I wanted to show you kind of what was going on at camp while I was making this. The boys were playing ball. It was a great time. And then you just want to form your ground beef into 8 patties, and you're going to make 8 burgers out of this. And I cooked mine on a flat top griddle. It doesn't really give like very serious instructions as far as grilling or broiling until done. It's kind of your choice and how you like to do it. I usually like to cook mine about 4 minutes each side. This was my first time cooking on the griddle, so I wasn't exactly sure how to do it. I think it probably was more like 6 minutes each side, and I'd kind of have to play around with that again next time, but they turned out so juicy, so delicious. The kids loved it, and I'm a huge fan, so it's really nice to just kind of add a little extra flavor to your burger and make something different every now and then. I just served these with a super simple pesto pasta salad. I cooked up my pasta ahead of time, mixed it with some pre-made pesto, and put it in a bag, and we were ready to go for camping. So just a little reminder, cheap and easy recipe. Next up, we're going to make some steak fajitas, and there's just like nothing like using a seasoning packet to make things super easy on yourself. You want 1 envelope of that Lipton onion soup mix, 1/4 cup of your favorite oil, whatever you have on hand, 1/4 cup of water, and 1/4 cup of lime juice. I happen to have a fresh lime on hand, so I'm just going to squeeze in both halves of that. Or you could use just lime juice from the store or even from the Dollar Tree and just squirt that into 1/4 cup, and that will be perfect. Then you want about 1 teaspoon of lime zest if you have it. If you're using just like the lime juice, add another teaspoon and that should be fine. You can chop or grate in 2 cloves of fresh garlic, or do a couple of teaspoons of garlic powder. Add 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, followed by 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And then you can mix this well, and to this you're going to add about 1 pound or 2 of beef flank steak. Now, I also think that you could very easily use this marinade with a much cheaper cut of meat, such as a London broil, or you could even do chicken breasts, and all that would taste so good in a fajita. Then you just want to cover this and refrigerate it for at least 4 hours or overnight. Now, I personally love onions and peppers with my fajitas, but you don't have to have them. You could just have more of like a taco style where you do just sour cream and cheese, maybe a little lettuce. But I think that peppers and onions are absolutely delicious. So I'm just slicing mine thinly, and then I'm going to saute them over a medium-low heat with some oil for up to 20 minutes. I like mine really cooked down, but you can cook them so they're a little bit crispier. This is kind of your choice on how you like them, but I love to make my onions kind of more caramelized. So if you cook them at that low temperature like that, they really will kind of break down and all of the natural sugars will come out and they just taste phenomenal. I'm also going to make up a super simple fresh guacamole to go with my fajitas today. You don't have to do this. You could also buy some either on sale. Sometimes you can find that on clearance and freeze it and take that out of the freezer. You're going to be good to go. Or you can just do chunks of guava avocado, but it's going to be very easy to make this guacamole, so I figured I'd show you guys. For 2 avocados, you just want to grate in like probably a little less than a 1/4 cup of onion. Alternatively, you could very easily use onion powder, just about a teaspoon. To that, add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, followed by a squeeze of a wedge of lime. Mash everything together, and it's going to be that simple. You just take a fork to it, or if you have like a hand blender, go ahead and use that, however you like to do it. I just like a little fork for mine just to keep chunks in there. And this is the easiest way to do it. It's super simple. There's not like a lot going on, but it's perfect for a fajita. You want to grill your marinated meat over high heat until it reaches the desired doneness. So for medium rare, the thermometer should read 135 degrees, for medium 140, and for medium well 145. We're more of a medium rare family, so ours is about 135 degrees. And then you just want to slice this thinly along the grain, or against the grain. Sorry, not along the grain, against the grain. My husband was slicing some pieces. I was like, those are too thick. So I ended up taking over the process and slicing them a lot thinner, because for a fajita, you really do want like a thin sliced steak. You can see how delicious that turned out right there. We have our cooked down onions and peppers, some guacamole. I served it with some salsa, some sour cream, and just some regular tortillas, shredded cheese, all of the fixings, whatever you like on your fajitas. Go ahead and eat it, and it's going to be awesome.
Can I have some separate meat also?
Yeah. What you got there on your plate?
No.
What is it?
A black raspberry.
I want to thank you so much for watching today. I hope you got some great onion soup mix ideas, some new things to make with it, and it just brings so much flavor. This was so awesome. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead and try out some of these recipes. If you want to see more cooking with pantry staples, I have an entire playlist that I'm going to pop up at the end here. You can take a click on that and go ahead and watch some awesome pantry staple cooking, including ranch dressing mix and condensed tomato soup. I'll see you all very soon. Out of use.